So today we're going to talk about benzo withdrawal, right? This is a really touchy subject because it is a very underrated problem. And what I mean by that is that doctors even refuse to acknowledge the severity of what people go through when they have to go through this. This isn't your normal opiate withdrawal or any type of other withdrawal. Some of these cases last for years when they get off of the drug. I mean, I've seen cases where people are feeling it 3-4 years still after the fact of getting off of benzos, depending on how long and what usage, what was their dose, and stuff like that. So the problem is that doctors have helped create this problem, okay? And when you think about it, they used to prescribe these like candy, okay? 5, 6, 7 years ago, 8 years ago, especially, 15 years ago, doctors, Valium was called the happy drug, right? And so it's very offensive to people trying to get off these, because most of the time that I've seen people on benzos and they're stuck on them, they are responsible users. What I mean by that is they got their prescription via a doctor, okay? And they've been prescribed it for years, and then the doctor, when it didn't work no more, upped the dose. When they got tolerant to the last dose, they upped the dose, and then they upped the dose, and then they upped the dose, and then finally, years now, they realize, well, benzos ain't so good after all, and now they're cutting people off of them, and they don't know how, most of them anyways, okay? I don't want to paint with a broad brush here, but most of them don't know how to taper benzodiazepines at all, like at all. It's horrific what people have to go through, okay? And this can create a lot of frustration for the people trying to get off of them. And the symptoms are severe, such as tremors, severe panic, you can't sleep, restlessness, you feel like your heart rate is like 150, 160 in some cases all the time. I mean, I've seen the most horrific stories about this, and actually I've went through this myself, so I know what it's like, and it's hell. Okay, there's nothing less to describe it other than a living hell. Okay, that's what it feels like. Okay, so there is things you can do. Okay, first of all, you need to find a responsible doctor and that knows what the hell they're doing when it comes to this, okay? I don't care if you have to call around town or look online around your town, see if there's anybody that specializes in this. It'll be so much worth it. Because if you don't have the right doctor and they just try to cut you and taper you, it can be horrible for you, okay? So first things first, you want to get the Ashton, I didn't even type it here, Ashton Method is the gold standard. And it was created by Dr. Ashton. And she has a website, actually, where she talks about how to get people off of benzodiazepines using Valium. So if somebody's on Xanax, which has a half-life of about 6 to 8 hours, that's a very hard drug to taper with, because you would have to take dosages every 6 to 8 hours, and that'd be a hell of a roller coaster ride, right? So the Ashton method calls for switching over the shorter acting benzo to the equivalent of Valium, okay, which has a half-life of about 100 hours, okay? So first things first, you want to find a doctor that knows about the Ashton method, or at least find an open-minded doctor that you can go to the Ashton website, Ashton Method, Benzo Method, look it up on Google, pull up her website, print it out, show it to your doctor if they're open-minded, and see if they listen, okay? Because a lot of them are clueless on this, and they don't know, and that'll be helpful, because you need a slow taper, guys. There's no way around that, okay? You can't just cut off benzos, okay? Very dangerous. Very severely dangerous. So that's first things first that you want to do, okay? Propranolol can be very helpful because it's a beta blocker. So what it does is it blocks adrenaline from working in the sympathetic nervous system, slows down heart rate and tremors from the benzo withdrawal. And it also is a unique beta blocker because it actually crosses the blood-brain barrier and can reduce some of the fear and the dread that's hitting your that's being caused by your stress response. So it's the only beta blocker that can cross the blood-brain barrier, actually. So it can be helpful in keeping heart rate down, keeping blood pressure down during withdrawal and stuff like that. Now, however, there's a huge disclaimer here. Do not use any beta blocker if you have asthma. None. Zero. If you have asthma, stay away from them. They have a tendency to constrict your bronchial tubes, which can be can be dire with somebody with asthma. Okay, so these two can be very helpful. Obviously, you want to work with your doctor on this stuff if you're going through this. Supplementation. Now, this is a tricky one. Okay, so with benzodiazepine withdrawal, okay, when you're going through it, okay, sometimes, most of the time actually, if you put B vitamins in your system or any type of vitamins and supplementation and herbs and stuff like that, you already get what you already have like a hypochondriac type of behavior from the benzo withdrawal. And it's very, it can make your benzo panic worse, okay? So that's why I put in here in the parentheses, stack these before you make cuts in dosage, if possible, okay? Because you can't get around the fact that you need, like, for example, magnesium and B vitamins, you need those to function regardless, right? Especially coming off of a drug where your GABA receptors are fried, okay, from taking benzodiazepine. So that's what happens when you take benzodiazepines, is you shut down GABA receptor sites after a while. Glutamate levels go up. So GABA and glutamate are antagonists of one another. Glutamate is the gas pedal to the brain. It makes the brain keep going, okay? And it's a good thing. You need adequate levels of this every day for you to think and have a good level of thought process and stuff like that. If you had too much GABA and not enough glutamate, most people have actually proven that are depressed that have that. So you need them balanced out. Now, when somebody's off of benzos, okay, this is the big problem. Glutamate, when it's high, okay, can cause brain cell death, okay? And this is this is what causes a bunch of the symptoms of it, because you don't even have no GABA when you get off of them, if you're especially cut off very quickly, to counteract the effects of the glutamate. I mean, it will just fully take you through hell, and it is not good for your brain. So stack supplements weeks to months before you're even planning on cutting dosages, okay, off the rip. That way, by the time you do, right, and you start making cuts, your body's already used to getting all of these nutrients anyways, okay? It's more of a habit at that point, okay? So I can't stress this enough. Do not take, B vitamins and stuff like that if you just started withdrawing. You need to be very careful because you can make it worse, okay? Now, if you stack them before responsibly, this will work, okay? So you're going to want krill oil or good quality fish oils for brain function, obviously. Krill oil and fish oils both support brain growth, in which you need. You need neuroplasticity of the GABA receptors to come back and stuff like that. And I would aim for krill oil. I think it's the better one. I've been taking it every day. I used to take just omega-3 fish oils, but krill oil was way better. Lemon balm can be very helpful because it's an herb. It stimulates GABA production in the brain, and it can help you with sleep. It can help with the anxiety. It can help with those types of things. So, if you have like a functional medicine doctor, you can see. Make sure that you titrate these dosages while you're making your cuts as needed, and work with your functional medicine doctor with this, okay? Now, lithium ortate, this one, I think everybody in the world should take this one. This one stabilizes mood, okay? Don't get this confused with prescription lithium, Okay, this normally comes in a dosage of about 5 to 10 milligrams. Okay, lithium carbonate, on the other hand, is a prescription one. It comes at about 1,300 or 1,200 to 1,500 milligrams, and it's very toxic to the body. Okay, your body needs lithium. Okay, lithium is a mineral just like potassium, just like magnesium, just like sodium and stuff like that. So you need lithium. Okay, actually, in studies have shown where there's more lithium in the water, suicide rates and violent actions and stuff like that are down by like 50%. Okay, so how it works? This is a really interesting one. It stabilizes mood. Okay, obviously, and lithium blocks glutamate from causing cell death. Okay, matter of fact, studies are even showing that lithium grows gray matter in the brain after even taking it, and it also stimulates BDNF production in the brain, which helps neuroplasticity. So, and I put against glutamate storm. You want that, and this is what lithium does. It protects against glutamate storm. Okay, lithium also increases serotonin, dopamine, GABA, pretty much all of the neurotransmitters that make you feel good. Okay, as long as you get it in a good supplement form, stay away from the prescription junk, unless you have, bipolar type 1, and that's working for you. Okay, so this one is very important. Okay, B complex vitamins. Let me fix this. So yeah, when you take B vitamins, you want to make sure you're getting the whole get down of B vitamins, also, as well as you need extra. I would add an extra amount of B6 for GABA production. B6 supports all of your neurotransmitters, and even add B5 in there, I would say, to support adrenal function and stuff like that, because your adrenals are under a lot of stress during benzo withdrawal. That's a given. It's pretty telling when you think about it. I mean, your adrenal glands are your stress glands, and during benzo withdrawal, you're literally panicking and freaking the hell out. Okay, so that will be helpful. Okay, vitamin C until bowel tolerance. Okay, so this is what I've discussed in my last video. So take enough vitamin C of good form of sodium ascorbate, or if you can afford it, liposomal vitamin C, which is a fat-soluble vitamin C, is very effective. Take the sodium ascorbate until you get about on the verge of diarrhea, and then reduce, and then that's the dosage you'll stay at. Some people even have to take the 10,000 to 15,000 milligrams a day, okay, of this, and this can really help you not get burnt the hell out from it. Okay, a lot of people towards the ends of withdrawals and benzo withdrawals, they start getting really burnt out feeling, because they're so just like this all the time. So also inositol, okay, right here for GABA and serotonin production, and try to pair it with a choline source. This is very important, because these two together have been shown, when they're paired, to support serotonin and acetylcholine production in the brain. Okay, this is very important that you take this one as well if you can get it. It's pretty cheap too. On bulksupplements.com, you can get like a pure bag for about $15, and pair it with a good choline source. Okay, so take them together. Okay, and inositol also increases serotonin, also increases dopamine and stuff like that in the brain, and GABA, which is very important. GABA is the most important one in benzo withdrawal. Okay, that's been fried from the benzodiazepines. That's how they work. That's their mechanism of action. Okay, you want a good quality multivitamin. Okay. So this makes sure that you're getting all of the functions of your body up to par, which I can't stress enough if you're going to go through anything, which, by the way, you should take one every day anyways, regardless if you're even going through benzo withdrawal anyway. I mean, even with our diets nowadays, soils are so depleted, you need a multivitamin anyway. Melatonin for sleep paired with valerian root can be very helpful to get you to sleep as well, and this can also, melatonin can help with circadian rhythm, and so you want to make sure that you're going to bed at the same time every day, and really taking care of yourself. Okay, This is not a time to be being reckless with how you take care of yourself at all. Okay, you're going to be very sensitive. Your nervous system is very sensitive to things and stuff like that. And one thing I do want to point out is a lot of people I've seen on Reddit, they talk about kava, right? Kava is a very popular one. I didn't put that on here because of the dangers of liver damage caused by kava usage. I didn't feel comfortable even recommending it because of that problem there. Some people say it helps them. So these are things that can really help you a lot, guys. All of this stacked together can really help the withdrawal, right? Some lifestyle things you can do, right? You can do about 10-15 minutes of deep breathing. You really need to train your nervous system to be without a drug, okay? And that's ultimately what's going on here, guys, okay? Just remember that your brain is healing, okay? That's a better way to think about it. Being optimistic is good during this, because benzo withdrawal will have you thinking the most negative of things, and people really suffer while they're going through this. So being optimistic, being grateful, going on support groups, okay, seeing that there's other people going through it, see that there's other people even worse than you. All of these things can be helpful, because this can be very hard on somebody. And so, that's pretty much it for this video, guys. I wanted to touch on this, but if this helped you, please like and subscribe, and I really appreciate you guys, and you guys have a blessed night.